Welcome back to our podcast, Smut and Study. Once again, I'm Natalie.
I'm Amanda.
And today we're going to talk about A Court of Wings and Ruin. And during this book is quite large. So we're just going to give like our favorite moments and our least favorite moments and summarize it a little bit. We don't want to bore you guys with all the details. So yeah, that's our plan for today.
So my summary is going to be short and sweet, but this book's pretty much about the war. So Feyre's over in the spring court. She comes back to night court. They get all the high lords of each court together. They decide on a plan, and then they go fight the King of Hibernin. It's the human lands versus the Fae. King of Hibernin wants to take out the human lands, but all the good people want to save the human lands. So
all the good people,
you know, who care about the humans. Spoiler, the good people win, obviously, because when does the villain really ever win? But yeah,
book I want to read.
That's pretty much my synopsis of the book. I don't know if it was a good one, but
I liked it.
Just a GIF note.
That's pretty much it. You know, I mean, I guess still spoilers if you haven't read this book yet, but we shouldn't be really giving too much away.
I was gonna say, I feel like I just spoiled the biggest part of the
fine. Too late, we're past it. Moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I love this book, clearly. I have tabs all up in it. I think this book I probably read so fast just because like the ending of the last book when you find out like Feyre's like a high lady and now she's like in the spring court and you're just like, oh my god, like what is actually happening here? And then just like even from the beginning, like Lucian just like immediately like ditching Tamlin to go.
There is no bros before hoes in this book. It is definitely hoes first.
To go to the night court because his woman is there. Like that's pretty messed up. Like your right hand man's like, bye.
Yeah, so pretty much Lucian and Feyre just dip out of the freaking spring court, and Tamlin's like standing in the middle of his house, like, where'd everybody go?
He's freaking like, tampon.
I know, like his girl and his bro left. He's probably like,
how suspicious.
Okay, so like, is Lucian and Feyre fucking, or like, is she fucking?
What's happening? Yeah,
Rhysand, like, all he knows is that he ain't getting any. So
she's sleeping with everybody but him. Is what's in his mind. Oh my gosh.
But like this book I feel like I liked because you got to learn more about the other courts, and you know, I felt like some of the high lords from the other courts, they were like pretty funny, especially like Hellion. I just feel like in the book they're like talking about like him like doing like threesomes and you know, I don't know.
He was a partier.
Yeah, hooking up with like anybody, and then he's kind of like a big more
flirt.
Yeah, and then you go over to the summer court, and I feel like everybody at the summer court is like hoes because you know it's like Feyre went there and she's flirting with the High Lord there, and then Rhys is flirting with the girl there.
We make her sound so bad. We're like, yeah, she's screwing everybody. She's flirting all over the place. Like,
hey, listen, flirting, whatever. I don't know. And then Amren's also fucking someone from summer court, and I'm like, dang, they get around. They definitely get around.
Really,
something about that sun.
Just a bunch of really, really hot people just like getting around with each other.
Hey, we listen and we don't judge, or we read and we don't judge.
No judgment. I liked it. It was extra kind of spicy, and you got to see like all the like fan art and everything about the other like people, and you're like, oh, everybody is just really attractive. Like, I also not an ugly person.
Feyre literally spent like, obviously her and Rhys are mates. Then they pretend to break the bond or whatever, go to the spring court. So Rhys has to deal with her being in Tamlin's and Lucian's presence. And then they go to the summer court and she's trying to make Rhys jealous. She's like, oh, I'll flirt even more with this guy because Rhys is talking to another girl. And I'm like, we love that, Feyre.
Yeah, boo.
You just spent time with like 3 different men, even though you didn't do anything with them. But now you're like, I'm going to make my own mate jealous.
Hell yeah. More power to her.
Seriously. But like, what was your favorite part of the book?
Oh, I think one of my more funnier parts of the book were probably like when they had their meeting with all of the different courts, just because like the smack talk there was so freaking good. Like, watch how you talk about my high lady. Like, just like, ooh, off the wall. Like, just like Azrael, again, still don't know much about him. And he throwing comments like that around. You're just like, okay.
I know he's willing to like kill anybody for her.
Mm.
Yeah, we like him just a lot. Azrael is just definitely a favorite.
Yeah.
But like, I think another risque scene was like when they go to the Court of Nightmares.
Yeah.
And he pretty much makes everybody bow to Feyre, even though they're all kind of looking at her like,
yeah,
who is that? And he's like, this is the High Lady. And then she's like half naked sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
And they're all just like,
that throne was probably really cold. Yeah. Like on her bare bum, basically. Yeah, that's a really badass scene too.
Yeah.
That and another badass scene is probably the ice scene. When like the bad boys show up to like have some shit up and you're just like, oh, like, oh my god.
And they like come down on the ice.
It's perfect.
And then that's when Feyre like shows all her little ice wolves or water wolves and stuff, you know. So then you see Feyre is kind of a badass, and then Cassian and Azrael come and save the day.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of good. This book really. It sounds so cheesy, but I definitely like laughed and I definitely cried.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Book. Like there were some really comical moments and there were really sweet moments, and then there was, you know, like really sad moments, like the surreal dying. That was really sad.
That was so sad.
I didn't really expect. Like I kind of knew something bad was going to happen, but again, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, like someone always has to die in a book.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it wasn't Tamlin. I mean,
I know. Sarah, come on, Sarah.
She had to kill like not a human person or Fae.
But it's still so But like even like him just telling her to like leave this place like better than you found it, you're just like sobbing. Like tears, like the supposed to be like a hideous creature with like no soul is telling her this, and I don't know, like I just feel like people might read that or just think about it and not really think too deep, but you're just like, it really is deep if you actually really think about it, like all of it, and you're just like, like just makes me want to cry every single time. Like,
yeah, I mean the fairyland sounds better anyway than our world.
Yes, it does.
We'll definitely leave this place a better place.
We're already doing that. We're gifting the world with our podcast.
We're sharing our fairy,
our dumbass knowledge of fairy smut. I don't know.
We're book smart. Not really though. Another funny moment I felt like was when Azrael was teaching Feyre how to fly, because it kind of was just kind of like,
oh yeah,
oh like I can't fly, and then he just kind of is like push, and then
push off like a mini little ledge, basically. Yeah, there was a lot of funny.
And then you get to like see Cassian like teach her how to train, and then just like the bickering between her and Nesta at this point.
Yeah, they like don't like each other. They're not getting along at this point, and like we still don't really know a lot about Nesta either. Like you kind of just think that she's a bitch.
Yeah, all we know is that Nesta's a bitch, and then she slightly cares, and then once she sees that she's slightly caring, then she switches back to a bitch. Yeah. Poor Cassian.
Yeah, and then Elaine's just like hearing voices and like having nightmares, and a one-eyed Fae is like after her, and she's got her own. She's got to be in therapy.
I was gonna say she's just like in La La Land. I mean, I would too if Lucen was like constantly like up my ass with like a metal eye. Yeah.
She's like, "Where's my girl at?" She's like, "Dude,
I'm just gonna hide in my room and plant flowers."
He's like traumatized, and he's like, "Are you ready yet?" She's like, "No, I'm not actually. Thanks. Oh, it's fine."
And also a sad part of the book was, well, sad but kind of happy, like bittersweet moment was when, you know, the war's about to start, and then Rhysand's kind of giving all of his like the inner circle a little speech about like how much he appreciates them, and then he like says stuff to Feyre that was so sweet, and I just remember crying at that part of the book, and then I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
They basically, it seems like they're all gonna die, and he's given this like last speech of his life to like his friends and family, and you're just like, oh god, I'm scared.
I know, me just knowing that there was 2 more books, I'm like, you can't die, there's no way, there'd be no plot.
But then he does die.
Yeah.
Then he comes back.
Spoiler, Rhysand dies in this book. But he comes back. The cauldron saved him. The cauldron boiled him.
I love like Sarah was like, I'm going to cause some trauma. But I'll make it better because I'll bring him back to life. But you just got a little bit of trauma.
Yeah, and for all the Tamlin haters, it's like she's still going to cause some trauma because she redeems him, which,
yeah,
I mean, sort of a redemption.
I can't. It's like it's too far gone.
I know. It's like we already hate
when
you.
you get the ick. It's like when you get the ick with somebody. It's just like no matter what, just them existing is enough to just be like, ugh. Just everything about him.
Poor Tamlin. If he was real, you probably have to like.
We'd be shitting on this. I mean, we are shitting on this man hard.
Yeah,
but you know, once again, whoever plays Tamlin, it's gonna be like it's gonna be kind of crappy, but he's gonna be a part of like this. Like Sarah J. Maas universe, so it's still just like probably a role of a lifetime, but like also like you don't really want to be a Tamlin in this, but like still, I guess it'd be a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, I think anybody would be happy to be in this movie if it was one,
But just knowing that everyone's just like, ew, like
with the little violin, like
we want Rhys-Ann, like it's like, oh god,
give us Rhys. Yeah. Why is the dark side always more enticing? Like, you think like Spring Court would sound like so great, but then you hear about Night Court and you're like, ooh, something about the dark. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we should ask each other these sort of questions because we read like dark romance, so we just like the dark. I don't know. I think it's because everyone likes a little bit of danger. Or at least females do. Like, I think like it's one of those, where you grow up and it's
play
like
it safe.
Yeah, it's like, people are like, oh, like, my taste in men isn't like the nice guy. It's like the bad boy. And girls are like, I don't know why I keep getting her. And you're like, okay, well. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just, I think we're just more attracted to them. I don't know. And Night Court just sounded like freaking beautiful. Like Spring Court just sounded like sunny and like whatever, but.
We pretty much live in Florida, so it's kind of like the same.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Except for, like, for the 3 days that it's cold. I'm like, oh, my God. Why can't it be warm again?
Girl, me too. I'm so tired of being cold.
Tomorrow's going to be 77, and I'm like, yes.
I'm cold everywhere. I'm cold in the house. I'm cold at work.
Yeah, no, me too. And then you finally, like, get home, and you just want to, like, cuddle in blankets and not,
do anything. No, I agree.
But, like, getting back on track.
Yeah, sorry.
Tangent. Tamlin definitely redeems himself because in one scene when they go to save Elaine, Feyre's about to get attacked by some, like, little hound things, and Tamlin actually helps her. And then, like we were just saying, Rhys-Ann dies because they're trying to put the cauldron back together.
Yeah.
And Feyre then realizes that he's dead, so she's crying over him, needing, like, him to come back alive, and then Tamlin was the last one to give a little bit of his power to help Rhys stay alive. So he should be good in Feyre's book. I mean, he literally saved her mate's life. So, but
just go their separate ways.
Yeah, I know. It's like, all right, now
you don't need to hear anything else about him.
I don't think in the rest of the book you do, though.
No, I don't think so either. I'm just saying for this 6th book, whenever we get it. Sarah.
I know. Watch it be like about Tamlin, the book. Oh no.
I will throw myself off a cliff.
I mean, I guess I like Tamlin for like a bit in the first book.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It would have to be, it'd be like Comeback King, baby. It would have to be.
Yeah, you'd have to do something really great. Unless him and Elaine like get together and then they're like just stuck in this.
Like chop off his like long hair and do some sort of like drastic image change or something. I don't know. But anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
So another character in this book that we kind of learn a little bit about is like Moore, and you kind of get like almost like a little teaser that she's like plays on like both, teams a little bit, and I thought that was like kind of cool. I'm like, oh, okay. And it makes sense, but
it makes sense because you're kind of wondering. You're like, okay, so in the book, it's made to seem as Asriel is Moore's mate, but as the time goes on, you kind of realize that they're not mates. And then you're like wondering, you're like, wait a minute. So if Asriel and her were mates, if the mating bond was so strong, why does she sleep with Cassian? That's what I'm like, okay. But then you come to find out later that like,
it's not,
she's actually like a lesbian. So that's pretty much why. But she does, I guess, bisexual.
Yeah.
Which like, it gives a little bit more spice to the book, I guess.
Yeah. Why not? Why not add a little bit more?
Yeah.
Why not add a little bit more?
Because doesn't she sleep with, like, Hellion, too?
Yeah. You're sleeping with everybody.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I know. It's a good little party, I guess. I don't know. Gotta test the crew. Test out each court.
Test out the family.
I love Moore, though, because she's just, like...
She's always
drinking wine and just, like, partying, and I feel like she's always, like, dressed pretty and is always, like, done up, and I'm like, that's a nice life. Just have wine in your glass all the time.
Yeah, and she's also kind of scary, and I feel like she could just,
and, like, Amryn, too. Like, Amryn's kind of scary, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Yeah. Her, like, fan art is fierce.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's just, like, like, hard. I'm just like, oh, my God.
And, like, obviously she's from, like, a different, like, world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what world are you from? And then she has, like, a monster form, and it's like, what do you look like as a monster?
I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more.
Yeah.
In that book, too.
And, like...
that book better be, like, thick.
Yeah. Big girl.
Better be a big girl. Give me no small
Sarah
book.
needs to spill the tea.
Come on, Sarah. God damn.
But, like, I just laugh, too, because, like, so many people have, what is it called? Like, theories about, like, some things. And, like, I feel like the theories, some of them are, like, pretty spot on. And I'm like, wow, that actually would, like, kind of make a little bit of sense. And then some of them are so, like, outreach that I'm like, okay, like, what crack are you smoking? And this is why Sarah J. Maas is not leaking any information, because, like, the minute that she, like, blinks wrong, they're gonna be like, oh my God, that's what the next book's about.
It's so true.
Like, literally, I think the last interview she did, they're like, she's wearing a blue ring. And I'm like, and? Like, maybe it's a hint, but, like, I just, like, watched the video and I'm like, oh, she's talking. I guess I'm just oblivious to everything.
Me too. I don't know. Like, if, like, TikTok gets banned, like, I don't know. We're just gonna be lost.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's better that...
Probably.
I don't know. I'd rather just be lost at that point, because then the book will come out and I'll be like, oh, look, it's here.
I don't know anything yet. No one can ruin it for me.
Like, yeah. I don't know. But I feel like Amryn and Nesta would be best buds, because they both have that, like, spice to them.
Definitely. I agree with that.
But...
For sure.
But I feel like another sweet scene in the book would be the end after they won the war, and Rhys and Feyre are flying around Velaris, and it's really pretty. And I saw a meme that was like, Cassian got, like, something on his shoulder, and, like, what was Feyre and Rhysand doing in the sky?
So sick. I know. All right. Well, we actually kind of bookmark the last little bit. So I'm gonna try and read. I'm gonna try and read this. Don't hate me for my reading skills, friends. All right. So this is, like, the last little paragraph of them, like, falling into flight, like, beside each other. And just seeing all, like, the wonders of Velaris, the glittering rainbow, living river of color beneath us, when he brushed his wing against mine just because he could, because he wanted to, and we'd have an eternity of nights to do this, to see everything together, a gift, all of it. And I put a heart. You can't see it, but I put a heart next to
zoom in.
All of it. Here you go. A gift, all of it, because that was just so sweet. Because, again, people could read that and just be like, yeah, whatever, like, they're just some words, but, like she literally has, like, a family and, like, a home, and it is, like, a gift, all of it, like,
and, like,
every day is a freaking
back to
gift.
what the Cyril say, like, leave this place a better world or whatever, and, like, they obviously won the war.
We can go so deep, like, you can make this so freaking deep, because it's like every single day we have, like, tons of things to complain about, but, like, all of this is, like, a gift, like, your family, your friends, like, your significant others, like, all of it. And so I just loved, like, that ending, because
it was cute, like, the happy little ending.
And they did leave the world a better place, and they, like, found it, and they still got, like, their happy ending.
But I actually just thought about this. Sarah J. Maas, okay, she did Tamlin dirty, because, like, number one, like, well, we all know she did Tamlin dirty, because it's like, he was the good guy in the beginning, and then obviously he turns into, like, the bad guy. Everybody loves Rhys. But now that I'm actually sitting here thinking about it, she did Papa Archeron dirty. Because, you know, it's like, you read the first book, he's lazy, he doesn't want to help with anything. I don't know, he has a broken leg or something. Something wrong with his leg, but he doesn't help. Feyre does everything for the whole family. Then it's like, he comes to save them in the war scene
Yeah.
or whatever, and then it's like 2 seconds of him being on land, and the man gets his head snapped off. Like, there was no character arc at all. It's like, oh my god, he came back to save him. Dead 1 second later. Like,
It's so true. The moment is like so powerful because they like see the ships and they realize it's like their dad, and they're like, oh my god, their dad, a human, like the humans literally coming in to try and save the day. And yeah, he's there for 5 minutes and then dies. And you're like, well, thanks for the help.
she's like, I had to kill someone. I killed the surreal, and that was really sad, but I'm going to kill this guy too.
Somebody else, yeah.
She's
She
like, no
really
one
wanted
cared
you
about
to
it.
go through the fucking emotions. You were like, oh my god, like their dad. Like I remember being so happy and like panicking and being like, oh my god, like, this is so great. And then I'm like, damn,
He did.
he did. Harsh.
Okay, a hard question.
Oh god.
If you could choose any court to live in that's not the night court,
Oh.
because I knew that's what would be your answer anyway, what would it be?
Probably summer court.
I feel like I don't really know much about Dawn Court, so I couldn't really say anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't live in the spring court because, like, shit people live there. The autumn court seems pretty hostile, so couldn't live there either. So yeah, you're right. The only one, I mean, there's a winter court that seems really cool, but like, I'm not trying to freeze my ass off.
No. I just think I'm more of like a summer.
Yeah, summer would definitely be it.
Yeah. I
For
know
sure.
I'm more of like a summer person. Like 2 days ago, I was like, when is the warm weather coming back? Like I want to tan by the pool and go out on our boat. Like I'm done with this. Like we've had like 3 weeks of cold weather and I'm just like.
Summer court
No
it is.
thanks.
All right, we both agreed
Cool.
on that one.
That wasn't too bad. I was nervous. You were like a hard question. I'm like,
Well, obviously, if I said any court, we would both pick the night court.
obviously.
That's just an obvious answer. And
Well,
I feel
we're
like,
obviously basic.
yeah, I feel like that's anybody's answer, though, if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Because
That's
like,
where the fam is.
in the club, we all
Oh my
fam.
God. That's where the
Why are we children?
I don't know. Once again, like 10 years old. It's a fine.
All right, well, I feel
Well,
like that
thanks.
pretty much sums up what we
Yeah.
like about this book. Of
Hopefully
sad,
it
happy,
wasn't
and...
super confusing. Probably was. That's all right. You know, if you haven't read the book, then maybe you'll just be more confused.
Yeah.
And we didn't really, give it too
I mean,
much.
Yeah, we didn't give too much spoilers. I don't
Yeah.
think. I mean, kind of.
I mean, the book's really thick, okay? We just talked for however many minutes. I mean, you have a lot of pages to read. To
Yeah,
really
we like
fill in.
literally did like a cliff note of like 2
Yeah.
chapters. So there's definitely more.
There's
than that
definitely
to it.
more. It's really good. You have to read the book. We both devoured it. Your emotions will be like this, but
Yes. And if you
it's
have read
worth
the book,
it.
you could leave your thoughts.
yeah,
in the
leave your comments.
But thank you for tuning
Yeah.
in.
Thanks for tuning in.
All
Until
right.
next time.